everyone and welcome back to Season 2 of the Motogp 24 career mode. Of course, we have signed for the factory KTM team and technically we have the 4th fastest bike on the grid for Season 2. So I'm really excited to get into the pre-season test here in Qatar and of course round 1 of the 2025 season at Qatar. Now, I must say the switch to KTM has brought a lot of excitement. Early doors, I must say, it's been a lot tougher than I expected. In the press, in the social media section, apparently Honda have made a big step off season, which I was quite amused to see in the pre-season notes. But the speed in pre-season testing is not that good. So for reference, 51.6 is the fastest lap we did on our KTM. On the fastest lap we did on the Honda a year ago was a 54.2, so we've made huge margins. We did a lot of laps in testing and overall I felt pretty good. It just didn't have the speed, so we went with the Spec A bike, so that will be the main bike that they had last year with just a few extra bits bolted on and not the experimental bike. Basically the other bike was just a complete overhaul of the electronics and didn't really feel like it gave me anything. So of course me and Brad Binder are the spearhead for the factory KTM effort in 2025. So I will be looking to beat Brad, who is one of the fierce components in my season, really trying to get a head up on him. Now, it was a pretty average test and the race weekend got a little bit tougher as it went on. A crash in practice and one of my last few laps of the session, big rear slide and into the gravel will go. So we end up, unfortunately, a long way off. So we're 1.9 off, we're down at P21. It looks like we have made a terrible decision for signing for KTM. And yeah, it was all the same symptoms of the Honda. No exit grip. And I can't keep up with them off the corner. Now, it feels like the KTM doesn't have as solid as the front end. And as you'll see here in the last lap in qualifying, I demonstrated once again why I just feel like I don't have the KTM underneath me at the moment. My second crash of the weekend. And unfortunately we qualify second last, only just ahead of the factory Honda of Luke Romine. So yeah, let's get into sprint. So here we are on the grid before we set off the sprint, and to be honest it's been a nightmare so far with KTM. I thought all my problems would be solved. I'd get a factory bike, I'd make a jump up the field, and we are going quicker than we ever have. Now maybe Qatar is the outlier. I'm hoping really that it is. But it feels the same as last year, the Honda. I lose it all on corners. I cannot maintain the speed out of the corner. It looks like my competitors can turn it more and power out of the corner better than I can. Now, this KTM does feel better. It has its flaws, it has its weaknesses, but also in its areas it feels better. It feels better out of the corner than the Honda did. But I just feel a little bit downbeat coming into this first round of the season, because I know for a fact that my objectives with KTM are so high it could be very fast before we could be nearly punted out of the team. I don't know if we'll be able to get to the point where we can start to develop bike in our favour. So I feel like I'm under pressure for my job, because I know for a fact I cannot win on this bike as it is at the moment. My teammates, the Hondas, pretty much everyone around me still just leaps away out of the corner. And fair enough, I'm probably better in other areas and I'll make the difference in some tracks. But if it's going to continue the season like this, we are really in trouble for our job in GP, which is really worrying. So a pretty worrying start to the season, but I suppose it is time to get into the sprint. Right then, all the talk is over, the season begins now. The lights held for a long time. Oh, immediately Marquez has gone down, hasn't even made turn 1. Really focusing early here, trying to just get an amazing launch and a good first lap. The inside of our bike from last year. Didn't think I'd be saying that come round 1. So penultimate lap here, we are down in P13. Very little crash. Pecco and Jorge Martin have crashed, even though Jorge Martin still remains in second. Funny enough, newcomer to Pramac Ducati for a second time round is Jack Miller, and he is leading the sprint with Vinales in third. Alex Mark is out, Mark is out, and Pecco are out. It's been a worrying sprint really for me because we've pushed this bike probably hard in this race, harder than I have in a lot of the testing sessions so far this season, and it's resembling a lot what the Honda is doing. It's sitting, squatting, spinning, sliding. It's protesting at a lot of positions really. And you can see that Ron White gives the possession to Bezzecchi. And you can kind of see it's the exact same people from last year we were fighting with. But again, I'm just hoping that guitar is just not the track for me. I really hope that this isn't the way we're going to see the rest of our season play out. But I suppose in the grand scheme of things, P21 on the grid, we're now in P14 battling for P13 with Bezzecchi. It's not the worst in the world, but still not where we want to be, and where this bike and contract has put us. As you can see, off the track we go. And we join behind last year's bike, which we do. This is such a disappointing opening to Season 2. I really expected to be able to kick on from what we did in Season 1. But it doesn't look that way, unfortunately, right now. Up to the line. Now we're a fast slap. Potentially of the actual whole weekend and test, the 51.4, the fastest we've ever gone. So the Aussie Jack Miller wins the sprint on his return to Ducati. What a fantastic story that is for Jack. Enea on his debut with Aprilia pips his factory teammate for the podium. Brad gets P6 top KTM. That's a fabulous ride from him. Going faster and faster all week. Pedro doesn't seem to have the speed over race distance. Gusto P12 when we are P14, so we are head and shoulders the slowest at the moment of the KTMs, which is a worry. We were beaten by a Honda as well, so yeah, we are pretty in trouble at the moment, especially this track. I'm really hoping that as soon as we get to the next round, we can try something different, something will click, and we'll get some form, but I'm just a little unsure at the moment. I'm just a bit unsure really. So for this main race here, we have pretty much turned the bike upside down. We have tried a lot of changes, to be brutally honest, a lot more than you'd want to try coming into the main race on Sunday. But I feel at the moment I have no choice, to be brutally honest. I've asked for a lot from this bike, so it might be the changes we need, and if so, I'm very happy. If not, it could be an absolute murderous ride for the next 20 minutes on this KTM, but we're going to have to keep trying things. I found out very, very quickly with the Honda that we were just in a situation where we needed development. It looks like they've made a jump this year slightly. But yeah, I'm unsure yet. Is the KTM just not in its window? Or if it's just, at the moment, not competitive. See what we can do. Oh, many riders going slow. We're being bumped and barged. We're trying to be aggressive, but need to be smooth and calm at the same time. So I move again, 2 races in a row on Zarco. That was a bit closer. Tightly, we managed to just pull away from the Honda. Stay from the Aprilia. Should we go into P12? Much better start this one. Good run on Agora. Oh, he's left the brake off. He's trying to box himself into a bit of a mistake there. And now we are behind Binder, so we're going to try and pick up the slipstream from our factory colleague. Got a good start for once. Oh, Pecco has done it again. He's tipped off in the main race. Poor Pecco. He has rejoined. Oh, that's an unsafe rejoin if I've ever seen one. But at the moment, we're not going to complain. We're up to P8, I believe. One thing I didn't mention in the sprint, I found it very hard to keep on track, and we're getting a lot of warnings. Thankfully, so far, we don't have that many after we have the first 2 laps down. This has been a much better start. The bike is feeling better. Our changes look to have worked. And we look to be fighting where the factory bike should be at. We're up behind Maverick Vinales, who is behind the factory Ducati, the GP24 of Quartararo. So, good start here in the main race. Onto the back of Vinales. Pretty is going to be very quick through here. He's a touch wide at the second part of the fast right. This feels like a completely different motorbike now that we have a few changes done to it. At the current pace we're going, I don't know if we can fight for the podium, but I definitely think we can get up to the top of this group. I'm not too sure who the rider top is. I have a feeling it's Pedro Acosta, who is in P4 at the moment. So that'll definitely be someone I want to beat. I'll want to be top KTM in this race. Brad's not in the top 10 as standings are confirming at the moment, so let's see. As always, we seem to run a softer tyre than most in Sunday. Actually, one of the Ducatis, it is a Pramac of Jack at the head of this. Pedro's in behind him. But as I was saying, we get to run the softer tyres. I just seem to kind of run a step softer on the main race on a Sunday. It usually means I have a bit of an offset, which just gives me a bit of a pace advantage. And you can see now the 2 in front, Acosta and Jack, are going hammer and tongs at the moment. I'm going to getting bunched up. By the you could see if I can just leapfrog these guys, because I think I actually have more pace at this point in the race. Feels like I do anyway, as we go for probably a silly move. We kind of just get caught on the outside of the Aprilia of Maverick there. Wide into this last corner, very wide, but we should be able to slingshot it back. So, looks like we're bringing Rins and Pecco back into the equation. Very wide from Acosta in front. Big mistake from Quartararo, and he is down. So both factory Ducatis have crashed in this main race. So it looks like the new and improved all-singing GP25 doesn't look to be much better, and he is unfortunately now out of the Qatar GP here in the opener in the sale. See if I can get ahead of Vinales now. Just got small wheel spin, a bit of weedy there. Just cost me a bit of a run on him. But I really feel like maybe Miller is just a bit of a cork in this battle at the moment. Deep from Miller. Oh, big good cool shoot. A screenshot there of us going 4 wide. Nearly halfway into this race now, thankfully. We're still on only the 1 warning from the start. Just shows really the step this bike has made overnight. Or through the morning really, because it is night time again. Get a run on Vinales. Made a mistake last lap of going too deep. And looks like Miller is up to his usual tricks of just parking the bike at the apex. And in the good slipstream here, up to 218 miles an hour. Had to brake a touch early just to make sure we got it, and the 2 of them have gone wide. Unfortunately, they come back onto their normal racing line. Oh, Miller's massively wide. So he's a cost up to P4. Oh, he looks like maybe he's after eating his tyre. He has a soft rear end, so there isn't a tyre imbalance. Vinales has come back at me after me going a little bit wide myself, so gonna get very tight here. It's gonna be just like a sprint right here in a second. Not many laps left now, and we're trying to stick in this group really and just see can we start making our way to the front, because I think if I get a bit of clear track, I think at the moment my bike is working a bit better than some of these guys. But it looks like at the front it looks like Acosta on the sister team Gas is making a bit of a break for it. Down the inside of Vinales into the last corner. Very much a block pass. With slingshot out for that GP24 in front of Miller is, well, head and shoulders faster than anything else on this grid. I think he's run it deep. They are running it very hot into one a lot. But as I was saying, he's on a soft rear, so maybe, just maybe on Sunday here, we have a bit of an advantage in speed, because I don't know if it's all just tyre. But of course, Jack is going to be ever increasingly more difficult as this race goes on. Tyre starts to drop, so we will lose a bit of grip. Marc Marquez has crashed again. Another race he's binned it, so now, in theory, depending on where he has crashed, we might be in a battle for the podium. I think he has rejoined in front of us, so it must have been a small tip-off at turn 5. It's the only part of the track I'd imagine that he could have rejoined so quickly from. Had a look at Jack there, but just didn't really have anything to trust the front. I just don't have the confidence yet in KTM that I can be over the limit that much. Trying to line a move up on Jack into turn 1. Good exit. Bad exit from Acosta, it looks. And we get a double bike slipstream. We pull out with just about get ahead of Acosta on the brakes. 200 miles an hour, and we are inches away from our sister rider in Acosta. That is us into clear air for the first time in God knows how long. Oh, Martin's crashed. Another one down. Are we in the hunt for a podium? I don't think so. I think he's after remounting as well, just like Mark did. Are we catching Mark? 2.3. When we pull that down, we are half a second under at the moment, but we are taking liberties ourselves. Under 2 seconds. We're catching Marquez. We have the lap stop. Question, can this KTM take me to a podium on my debut? Pulled a bit of a gap already on this lap to Acosta. We're going to set our personal best lap. 51.7. And we're 4 tenths quicker that lap than Marky Mark in front. So we are trying to catch the 6 times Motogp champion in front on his satellite Ducati. Very surprising to see him stick with the Grassini squad, not gonna lie, for 2025. We are catching though, we are gaining. Oh, Bastianini's down now. Turn 5 has turned into a graveyard at the head of this field. And we are onto the podium as he is out. Unlike the 2 men in front of me, he was not able to recover. Now we are literally in the hunt for the victory here. I cannot believe this. Only 3 seconds up the road is a slightly wounded Jorge Martin after having a crash. We are almost with the back of Mark now. After the first few laps in testing, I felt like this bike was actually low on grip and I felt really like we shred the tyre. But at the end of the main race here, we have 2 full laps to go, and to be honest, we are probably the fastest man on track, which is incredible really. I think Jorge Martin is going to escape us. I still think we can get Marquez. Out of the last corner we come. On our way to start our last lap. And we are caning so much on Mark. He is absolutely riding wounded here. He's wide. We're so close to the back of him into turn 1. Have space behind, so we can try something somewhere on this lap. Need to be cleaned up. Now the way Mark battles, he battles with his elbows out at all times, so if we don't make it clean, we could be sent to the shadows here in a second. Oh, he's turned in early there, he's got that wrong. I'll sacrifice his run. Thought about full attack now, tyres are no more. Not close enough though, he's going to carry a lot of speed in here. It's going to be somewhere in the last few corners if we're going to have a chance, but we're not close enough really. Mark's doing a brilliant job to hold on to this last lap. I think we're going to have a chance. We're going to have to try and drag him to the line. But as he has a quick look over his shoulder, I think he is going to be okay. He is. So somehow we managed to pull a bronze medal in third position out of that race weekend. I cannot get over how over the moon I am with that result. Really, in the end, it was a shame. Last two laps in particular, I just felt lack of straight line rear grip pumping everywhere and sliding around. That just cost me the 10.5 or so that I lost to Marcus and the opportunity. Maybe if I had one more lap I could have made the move, but I felt when I got to the back of him I didn't have the grip to just go at him, and unfortunately we couldn't get P2. But in the end it doesn't matter because we still get a podium, and I'm so happy for this result because the angst and anguish I felt before the sprint race when I realised that we were starting P21, we're having all the similar issues we're having from all of last year. Now, in the main race and in the sprint race, it does look like maybe the issues were more I can't turn the bike on the power as much as them, and maybe I'm having to wait to get on the power, but at the same time, we still couldn't qualify, so we still have a lot of work to do, but this just feels like a great reward for all the hard work, and it just shows being in the factory team, you just get a bit more support, you just get a bit more intelligence and knowledge, and that setup that we created between me and my engineer in the early hours of Sunday really paid off in today's race. The championship looks as so. Jorge Martin 34 points from Miller, so it's a current Pramac 1-2. Grassini's Mark Marcus in P3, and I am top KTM in P4.
The camera is showing us the third place rider. Perhaps he was hoping for a win today, but a podium finish is always something to be proud of. The team members of the top three riders are gathering under the podium after today's superb show. They can finally let off some steam and celebrate.
So, in the grand scheme of things, we lost 8,500 for not getting a podium in the sprint, but gained back 50,000 by getting the P3 in the main race. So, big jump in resource points there. I'm really happy with the reputation there, because I was just fearing that we'd keep dropping down and eventually the team would just start to think that they'd made a mistake and probably do a Zarco and they'd drop me. Hopefully, we can use this momentum and what we learned from the Qatar race weekend move on forward. So then, that is where we're going to leave it for episode 1 of season 2 of the Motogp 24 career mode. It's been a up and down race weekend and test so far, and episode 1 has been a little bit kind of scary for me. Up until that main race, I really didn't feel like we had much to kind of battle with, but I'm so happy we went to Portimao with a good understanding, and hopefully in Portimao we can use what we've learned and make a step in again. I just want to kind of get into Q2 and just be there for the whole weekend. I don't have to appear again on Sunday, because I know for a fact not every racetrack will I get the opportunity to start so far back, have a really good opening lap and then battle for the win. So it's going to be a lot easier if we can start near the front and just pace yourself in the race And yeah, it's going to be a fun season, hopefully, with this KTM, but it's already probably been a better start than the Honda. I'm not feeling as bad now that we've had such a good result and a good performance, because I really felt I was able to show my skill and not have to just keep giving out about my bike for the whole episode. But thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy today's episode, drop a like down below, subscribe to see more. I should catch you all in a future episode. Thanks for watching. Slán go fóill.